Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Carrie Severson here, story strategist and book publisher with The Unapologetic Voice. So many times people ask me what the difference between a book outline and a chapter outline is, and so I thought I'd jump on quick and give you a little tidbit. So the first thing that you're going to do when you decide to write a book is obviously give it a working title, get really concrete and understand your theme. The first thing you do is the book outline. The book outline is really your head-heart connection. It's a brain dump of sorts. It's where you're going to sit down and look at all the lessons that you've learned in this theme or the story of your life that you want to share. It's the outpouring and the thing that's going to jumpstart your whole book. The book outline is really the first tap or first connection. It's a very clearing process. It helps you really understand what parts of your overall lesson and your journey are meant for you, what parts are really meant for public. It helps you pull apart things that might be a little messy. It helps you recognize really if you have enough content for your book. So the book outline is really your time to get your head and your heart connected. It's a clearing process, and it's ultimately your brain dump. It's just let everything pour out of you. Look at your lessons, get everything that you want or that you think you want in your book sort of bullet pointed. It's usually several pages deep, okay? And it could take you a couple of weeks to do. That is the book outline. It's a hodgepodge of stuff, okay? Give yourself a couple of days, and then you're going to look at your actual lessons that came out in that outline. And here's where your chapter outline is going to start. Chapter outlines are chronological. They look at the lessons that you want to share in your book, and you're going to number them, obviously by chapter, and you're going to put a little meat to them. You're going to say, here's lesson 1. This is the first lesson I want to share in this first chapter. Here are the bullet points I want to share in this particular chapter. So it's taking the book outline, the big brain dump, and it's pulling it through a funnel and getting even more clear and more specific on what's going to show up on the pages of your book. Your chapter outline is really your navigation system. It's your guiding light. It's your North Star through this whole thing. Writing a book is a marathon. I call it a team sport, even though we do it we feel very isolated when we write a book. It is not meant to do alone. The writing part you're most likely going to do alone, but it's not something you should be lonely in. There are plenty of support, like writing groups you should get involved in. I have a mastermind starting May 1st, Write Your Book with Ease, because so oftentimes we start this process and we think we're going to do it like we do everything else. We're going to force it. We're just going to sit down and this is going to come out. And that's not the case. That's not how it happens. It does take some finessing. It takes some massaging. It takes an editor. That's why writers don't edit their own work. We have teams in place for a reason. So get your head and heart connected. Do a little brain dump. Spend hours or days thinking of all the lessons you want to share in this book. That's your book outline. Then move it through a finer lens. Think of the real lessons from that outline that you want to show up in your book for public consumption. Once it's out, you can't take it back. So look through that big outline with a finer lens. Get really clear on the things that you want everyone to know about. Put it in chronological order and start to put meat to each of those lessons. That is the difference between the book outline and the chapter outline. Chapter outline is going to be what you're going to take and actually move your book into this journey. You're going to look at your chapter outline every single day you sit down to write, and that is going to be what helps you move your book forward. Chapter outlines are so good. They're so important in this process because you could ultimately sit down one day, look at your chapter outline, and feel that the chapter you most want to put energy into that day is chapter 10. even though yesterday you wrote chapter 6 or the day before you were working on chapter 1. So having that chronological outline will support you through all the hiccups, all the setbacks, all the fear, all the doubt, all the shiny object syndromes that you're going to experience when you write a book. And trust me, you will, because again, it's a marathon, it's an ongoing process. So I hope that helps. If you are interested in writing a nonfiction book, I have a mastermind starting May 1st. It's for leaders who are working on nonfiction books specifically, because that's my jam, that's my zone of genius. I've been in the nonfiction storytelling space for 20 years and recently stepped into the book publishing business. So I'm helping others get their books out, and I'm starting with nonfiction. So check out the link. It's on my website under the mastermind category. We start May 1st. It's 6 months and you're supported throughout the whole thing. The end goal is to actually get you a final product that you can move through the publishing process. So there you go, my fine friends. I hope that helps you with the difference between a book outline and a chapter outline. And remember, writing a book is a marathon, and it's not meant to go solo. So if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Have a beautiful day.